I think university is a time where you find yourself. This is a time where I've truly learnt my potential and what I'm capable of.
We had 24 students from the University of Newcastle come along to Borneo. We spent 3 days in the Borneo jungle and we looked at orangutans in their habitat. It was amazing.
The skills that I've gained over those years and even watched and reflected on how much I've learnt, it amazes me.
I'm the first one in my family to graduate. My dad always said to me, he said, only brain can make a man. That means only knowledge can make a man. And I always had, the voice of my dad in the back of my head, saying that I could do it. Graduation was a major achievement in my life.
I started the university as an able-bodied kid, and then I had an accident after my second year. So that dream as a young kid from a disadvantaged background of throwing that cap and gown into it almost puts a tear in my eye of having that sense of achievement.
I was doing some volunteer work. One of the volunteer boss said to me that if you really like helping people, why don't you become a nurse? I want graduates to be bold, be courageous, and be your best.
I think it is very important to focus on your purpose because there will be a lot of issues, a lot of challenges facing ahead, and being able to overcome each time, I think it's what's important.
It's a wonderful feeling to be an alumni. You have this connection with other alumni, other students who have graduated.
Not just national, but also it's global scale.
Having a community behind you is probably the greatest thing you can have, apart from your family and friends, because it really is just a bigger version of them.
A family that is now around the world.
We've all come together as one, and we're all going to be lifelong friends.
I just enjoy the moment.
Words can't describe it.
It lasts a few seconds, but you really will remember it forever.
The world is your oyster. You really don't know what it's going to be tomorrow. You don't know what it's going to be the next day, but take every single opportunity that comes your way.
Congratulations, graduates.
Congratulations, graduates.
Congratulations, graduates.
Welcome to our global alumni community.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and a very warm welcome to graduates and our guests to this very special occasion. To comply with safety regulations, please allow me to point out to you the emergency exits in the Great Hall. Please take a moment to note your nearest green emergency exit sign. For those with small children, there is a soundproof crying room at the rear of the Great Hall. The ushers in the hall will be happy to assist with directions. A professional photographer will photograph each graduate as they cross the stage, and a copy of this photograph will be made available to all graduates to access and share via their Facebook page. Portrait photography is also available at the graduate reception in the Brennan Room immediately following the ceremony. As a courtesy to everyone in the room, we ask that you please switch any mobile devices to silent. At the conclusion of today's ceremony, we will instruct each graduate and their guests when it is time to leave your seats. Graduates, in May, you'll be sent an invitation to complete the Graduate Outcomes Survey. This survey gathers feedback on your higher education experience to help improve the experience for future students. We strive to provide the best possible university experience for all of our students, but this cannot be achieved without your important and valuable feedback. We would appreciate you watching for an email to your university account so that you can help assist with this important survey. Some of the terminology used in today's ceremony may be unfamiliar to you. To assist in your appreciation of the ceremony, we have provided a history of graduation and an explanation of terms in the graduation booklet. The academic procession will enter the Great Hall in just a few moments. When the procession enters, could you please rise and remain upstanding for the Australian National Anthem. At the conclusion of the ceremony, please rise when the Deas Party stands and remain upstanding until the Deas Party and our graduates have left the hall. We hope that you enjoy this very special occasion. Thank you.
Australians, oh let us rejoice, for we are young and free, with golden soil and wealth for toil. Our home is girt by sea, our land abounds in nature's gifts, our beauty rich and rare. In history's page, let every stage advance Australia fair. In joyful strains, then let us sing, advance Australia fair.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this very special graduation ceremony. On behalf of the University of Newcastle, I respectfully acknowledge the traditional custodians, the Pambalong clan of the Awabakal people, and I pay my respects to elders past, present and emerging. As Chancellor of this university and a graduate myself, I am deeply honoured to be able to celebrate this major milestone in your academic journey. Each of our university's graduates is unique, and each year through these ceremonies we celebrate their success. This year's graduates are indeed an inspiration. Before us sits a group of people whose determination and resilience is remarkable by any measure. We all know that the past 2 years has been unprecedented. The pandemic has had a profound impact on every person in this room. The crisis came right on the heels of major natural disasters with floods and fires, which had already taken a toll on many of our students. This ceremony acknowledges your drive and determination to succeed. Graduates, you take with you today a degree from one of the finest institutions in the world. Newcastle is acknowledged for delivering excellence in education to some 39,000 students. Our degree programs are designed to prepare you for life and work after you graduate and connect you with your industries and communities. Similarly, our research is focused on delivering impact and innovation with a steady focus on working with partners to support the development of our regions. The university's focus on excellence in education and research sits hand in glove with a long-held commitment to equity. We offer the opportunity of education to students from all walks of life who have talent and determination. 1/4 of our students are from low socioeconomic backgrounds, and we have the largest number of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander students of any Australian university. We are proud of every student, and we are committed to providing the best learning environment and opportunities to help them realise their potential. Today's celebration of the completion of your studies marks another important milestone, your entry into the university's global alumni network, and you're in very good company. One example is Stuart Evans, who graduated with a Bachelor of Business and a Bachelor of Economics in 2008. Stuart began his career supporting the development of Australia's carbon pricing mechanism. Now based in London, Stuart leads economic consultancy Vivid Economics work on climate policy, working on decarbonisation policies spanning more than 50 countries. Stuart's work includes supporting the governments of New Zealand and the UK in adopting net zero emission targets, leading the development of the World Bank's flagship emissions trading system, Handbook Report, and leading a major policy review into the European Union's ETS, all before the age of 35. Stuart said that he hopes in the future he'll be able to look back and have made a meaningful contribution to addressing climate change. He believes the solutions are there. We just need to act. You are now united with achievers like Stuart and the people sitting around you as alumni of this university. Our network of passionate and alumni stretches across the world, comprises 161,000 members in 152 countries. You now have access to this global alumni community, along with the opportunities for ongoing learning, professional development and personal enrichment. We look forward to watching you flourish in your careers. Look ahead with confidence, knowing you'll always be part of this university. Today is the culmination of many years of hard work, and this ceremony is a symbol of all you've experienced and achieved during your time here at the university. It's also a time to remember and recognise the contribution and support of your family and friends. They've been with you every step of the way in your journey to today. To family and friends, we sincerely thank you for the important role you've played in reaching this important milestone. We also realise that each of you is here to see a very special person walk across the stage and receive their testama. We'd be very happy if you gave them a cheer or, anything within reasonable bounds, and I'm sure they'd appreciate that as well. Again, my heartfelt congratulations to every one of you graduates. I now call on our Vice-Chancellor, Professor Alex Zelinsky AO, to introduce our occasional speaker. Thank you, Alex.
Thank you, Chancellor, and good morning, everybody. It's wonderful to have you people back here at the university campus, and particularly our graduates. So congratulations on your graduation today, but also welcome back to the university. Our graduation ceremony is a little bit smaller this year, and this particular one has been a little bit affected by people testing for COVID and doing the right thing. But still, I'm glad you're all here, and we hope this is not the last time that you'll visit the university again. You're always welcome back here as alumni. And to family and friends who are here today to support our graduates, thank you for your support, and you're also very welcome here to the university. The university is a university for the community, and it's we always welcome you here. In fact, this great hall was built by the community, brick by brick. And going forward, we're also hoping to do another community project for alumni in the city called Alumni House, and we hope you can all get behind that project, both the alumni and our community. But today I'm here to have great pleasure to introduce and invite Professor Kent Anderson to deliver today's occasional address. Kent is an international lawyer who specialises in the Asia Pacific. He returned to the University of Newcastle as Deputy Vice-Chancellor Global last year. Kent was born and raised in Alaska. He has a very broad background, having completed tertiary studies in the United States of America, Japan and the United Kingdom in law, politics, economics and Asian studies. He completed his PhD at Washington University in the US. He's worked as a marketing management with the US regional airline in Alaska, a commercial lawyer in Hawaii, and most recently a senior advisor for higher education to two Commonwealth Ministers of Education, Minister Dan Tehan and Minister Alan Tudge. Kent was a key advisor on the recent Job Ready Graduates package that was passed in 2020. Kent has worked at universities as well as part of working for airlines and ministers. He's actually been at universities in senior roles. He was interim Deputy Vice-Chancellor Academic at our university back in 2019 and was Deputy Vice-Chancellor Engagement at the University of Western Australia and Pro Vice-Chancellor International at the University of Adelaide. His senior career was started as Dean of the Faculty of Asian Studies at the Australian National University. He began his academic career as an associate professor at Hokkaido University Law School in Japan. Kent is, I think, really well equipped to give us a very interesting address today, so I'm delighted to welcome Professor Kent Anderson to give us a special occasional address today. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Professor Kent Anderson.
Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, members of Council, university colleagues, family and friends, and importantly, graduates. It is my pleasure to speak with you on the celebration of your graduation from the University of Newcastle. First, I would like to begin with acknowledging the Indigenous people of where we meet, the Awabakal people, and pay my respects to their elders, past, present, and emerging. I also acknowledge the Indigenous people wherever this video might be reaching you. I confess I begin today with quite a bit of trepidation. As an academic, serial graduate, and parent, I figured out last night that I have attended over 150 graduations and heard all of those speeches, not to mention those thousands and thousands of names. My speech will certainly not be as interesting, witty, or memorable as was Tim Minchin's, which I attended a few years back. If you want a truly inspirational speech, Google that, mate, as they say. Indeed, I recently attended my son's graduation and confessed to him my fear. His advice was, "Dad, there are only two kinds of good speeches, funny ones and short ones. And you are not funny." Thus today I aim for short, and I see the graduate's sigh of relief already. I was also reflecting on what makes a memorable speech and can categorize the speeches I've heard into four archetypes. The first are those that reminisce about the wild and crazy times they've had, usually delivered by a student. So that's not going to work. Second, there are those that are memorable because the speaker was famous. Tim Minchin, I've mentioned, Donald Trump. Well, that's not going to work either because you've never heard of me. Third, there are those that give that humorous, unexpected, pithy advice, like wear sunscreen, 10 things I wish I knew, starting with asparagus. But as your lack of laughter and as my son's advice clarified, humor's not going to work either. Thus, I'm stuck with the fourth and least memorable but most common category. It goes something like this. You heard my awesome bio, so let me tell you why I deserve it. And you too can do it if you just follow my advice. If the speaker happens to be an academic, as I am, this is really safe territory because we are licensed by job title to lecture at you or profess to you. But the truth is, in 10 years, you will not remember my name or what I said. Indeed, in 2 days, you're not going to remember my name or what I said. Nonetheless, you will remember the ceremony and the celebration. In my own case, I don't think I cared much about the ceremony. It all seemed really long, affected, stilted, and a bit of silly Harry Potterish that we were pretending to be. But I changed my opinion recently, sitting in my son's graduation. Ceremony does matter. You might not realize it, but behind you there are people who quietly are more excited than you, and they want to mark the occasion because they have been with you every step. Now I'm going to ask you to do a bit of interactive, but the first part is right now I want you in your mind's eye to think of who those people are, whether they're here or not, and I want you to take a mental snapshot of who that person is who walked with you and helped you succeed. When I graduated from undergrad, I was 22, and rather than the ceremony, I was much more interested in the celebration. I have just ridden my M&D scholarship, that's the scholarship from the Bank of Mom and Dad, as far as it would go. And this was likely the last time they were picking up the bill for anything. Thus, for the graduates, I want you to open your mind, that mind's eye again, and capture the image of that person, the person you want to celebrate with this afternoon and this evening. Okay, now that you've got those two images in your head, here's the interactive part. Now, I know you and I can see the twitching. I want everyone to pull out your phone, audience included, everyone pull out your phone. And I want you to find the person who is the reason you're here. And I want you right now, all of us together, to take a photo of them. And I'm even going to take a selfie. And I'm going to get one with the Vice Chancellor, too. They're not smiling. Uh-oh. Okay, if you don't have anyone to take a photo of me, because that will help you remember in 10 years' time who I was. Now you have a photo of why today matters. It is not the speaker, or the speech, or even the handing of the piece of paper. It is those people in your mental or digital snapshot. Save that in your mental or real social media feed. Or you can just hashtag Kent's cool speech, one word, to remind you periodically of why it truly matters and how you got through it. All right, now guys, I'm going to shift here a moment, and I'm going to go to the advice bit, because the instructions I received said I had to. So let's talk about what's next. When I graduated, I had a wishy-washy degree where I had purposefully avoided anything practical. Indeed, I like to share with friends that my master's degree was in, this is true, 10th century Japanese folk tales about sumo wrestlers. It's about as esoteric and as unemployable as you can get. I also graduated just at the moment of Keating's recession we had to have. Your context is different. Many of you have come to uni already working. Most of you have worked part-time during your degree. Proudly, the university and its commitment to work-integrated learning means that many of you have had workplace study. Indeed, at the University of Newcastle, we produce some of the best graduates in the country. Our graduates get jobs, and their employers value them. We know this because in the national surveys run by the Commonwealth, we top the charts. Moreover, you are graduating into the lowest unemployment rate we've seen in my lifetime. Indeed, when I took economics, I was taught that unemployment could not get lower than 6%, what we then called full employment. But we now know we're sitting at 4%, with projections, indeed, in about an hour's time that it will be announced we're going below 4%. And we know that all because a politician forgot them the other day. So the good news is the university has likely delivered on what our students overwhelmingly say their number one reason for studying with us, and that is improving their employment prospects and the family prosperity that accompanies that. But some of you don't have jobs yet, and I know that sucks, or at least your parents think it does. And some of you are still working in the part-time job or the original job that you were trying to transition from. Even more worrying, some of you are questioning, after all of this commitment, is this really what I want to do for the next 10, 20, 50 years of my life? COVID has opened a space for reflection. I might even say too much time for reflection. This has precipitated the Great Recession. As an educator, I'm not worried about that, and indeed welcome it, and welcome you to use the space to reflect on your own ambitions, strengths, and options. You have the skills and qualifications to change and to find your best path. And you're not locked into a set course. Somehow, I transitioned from unemployable liberal arts student to airline marketeer. I got some more quals and became a commercial lawyer, but that was way too much like real work, so I morphed into a researcher, then a lecturer, and finally a guy that helps to run a really big and complex organization. Some of the skills I picked up on that job allowed me to detour to do applied public policy. You will be the same. You might stay with the same employer, as our chancellor did. But he would tell you the same thing that I am. Over time, our jobs changed and morphed, but we brought the curiosity of lifelong learning and the skills honed here at University of Newcastle. And that was the secret sauce that allowed us to find our own path. Thus, in closing, always the two best words of any speech, I encourage you to use the reflection time COVID has given us to find your path. It's okay if it changes, or if it doesn't, as long as it fulfills you personally, and your family might also hope it fulfills part of your bank account too, and you are equipped for the journey with the skills and network you have developed here. And that network, your friends, your family, your university, our alumni, remain here to support you to succeed. So as a recap, my name is Kent Anderson. I'll be testing you in 10 years to see if you remembered. My message today is use COVID reflection space to find the path that gives you the greatest satisfaction and undertake the journey with confidence on what you have received, taken, and contributed to as a student of the University of Newcastle. And don't throw away those snapshots that you've taken earlier today. Godspeed.
Thank you very much, Ken. Professor Anderson. I think amongst Kent's many attributes, he's a pragmatist, and his gauging of the impact of speeches is pretty accurate. I certainly don't remember who made the occasional address at my graduation, and I certainly don't remember who presided over it either. And I suspect that's the case with most people. And we had a speaker earlier this week who aspired to give a memorable speech and be remembered for it, by definition. And I said at the time, that's a very high bar to set. What I hope you'll remember about today is the joy you feel in your achievement. And I think that's Ken's point. I mean, there are going to be a myriad of opportunities open up for you, and you're equipped to take them. It's going to take a little bit of courage every now and then to say yes when you wonder, but you are equipped. You have the knowledge, you have the value set that you've gained here, and it's a pretty exciting set of opportunities that are out there. And Kent has captured that well. I mean, as he says, he's seen a heck of a lot of these ceremonies and a lot of people come through many universities. And what's memorable is your experience at the university. It always gives me a great thrill, and it's an opportunity when you meet people at alumni functions who've actually studied at a number of universities. And you say to them, which was your favourite? And truthfully, quite often they say Newcastle. You say, why? And they say, well, it was just the experience. It wasn't a question of better lectures or worse lectures or content. I just enjoyed it. And hopefully that'll be part of your memory, your positive memory of your experience at Newcastle. So Kent, thank you very much for your pragmatism. I was relieved you didn't say some of the things I thought you were going to say, so very much appreciate your occasional address. Now we come to a very important part of our ceremony today, quite a formal part, and I wonder if I could ask all of the graduates to please stand. Would you mind standing? Thank you. As Chancellor of this university, I now officially confer awards to all those candidates who fulfil the conditions for admission to that award. And I wonder if our audience and my colleagues up here would join me in applauding the wonderful achievements of these graduates. Thank you all very much. Please be seated. I now call on Professor John Fischetti, Pro-Vice Chancellor for the College of Human and Social Futures, to present today's graduates. Thank you.
Good morning, Chancellor. I present to you the candidates who fulfilled the conditions for admission to awards of this university. Doctor of Philosophy graduates have undertaken a program of independent supervised study for the equivalent of up to 4 years of full-time study. These graduates have produced significant and original research outcomes, culminating in a thesis which has been independently examined by external experts of international standing. Today, the university is proud to honor graduates who have satisfied the rigorous criteria for the award of Doctor of Philosophy. Chancellor, I present Ha Thi Nar Nguyen. Dr. Nguyen's thesis is entitled Exploring the Drivers of Organizational Commitment in an Emerging Asian Economy, the Case of Vietnam. Dr. Nguyen. Ana Hayanu Gonzalez. Dr. Hayanu Gonzalez's thesis is entitled Integrating Payment for Environmental Services into an Approach Informed by the Ecology of Law, a case study on Brazilian waste pickers. Dr. Hayanu Gonzalez. Congratulations to these higher degree by research graduates. Chancellor, I now present graduates who have satisfied the requirement of a postgraduate award. Graduating with a Master of Business Administration and a Master of Applied Finance, Yushuang Yang. Graduating with a Master of Business Administration and a Master of Human Resource Management, Jin Qian. Graduating with a Master of Business Administration and a Master of Marketing, Fan Hong Meng. Lin Qi. Akshay Saxena. Graduating with a Master of Business Administration with distinction and a Master of Science Data Analytics with distinction, Mohammed Tawfiq bin Ahmad Fadzl. Graduating with a Master of Business Administration with distinction, Timothy Day. Salma Tasnin Prayati. Graduating with a Master of Business Administration, Hind El Masri. Alan Foster. Trung Nu Phong Huen. Atsar Shah. Georgina Wicklin. Wenjun Yu. Graduating with a Master of Marketing, Duan Zhang. Graduating with a Master of Clinical Medicine, Leadership and Management, Rihanna Ham. Graduating with a Graduate Certificate in Business Administration, Madeline Blanche. Michael Salter. Chancellor, that concludes the presentation of graduates at this time.
Thank you. Thank you, Professor Fischetti. We'll now enjoy a musical interlude by Abby Yo and Terence Koo performing I'm Feeling Good. Both Terence is a graduate and Abby is a current student in our music program. Thank you both. Thank you, Abby. That was beautifully done. And Terence, as always, great. Thank you indeed. I now call on Professor Abul Shamsuddin, Head of Newcastle Business School, to present graduates of undergraduate awards. Thank you.
Chancellor, I present graduates of undergraduate degrees. Graduating with a Bachelor of Arts, Daniel Foster. Graduating with a Bachelor of Biomedical Science, Olivia Harwood. Graduating with a Bachelor of Business with distinction and Bachelor of Commerce with distinction, Taylor Price. Terry Tay. Graduating with a Bachelor of Business and Bachelor of Commerce, Lachlan Ansha. Graduating with a Bachelor of Business and Bachelor of Commerce, Nicole Gillan. Leland Hall. Maddie Ellen Pomfret. Graduating with a Bachelor of Business with distinction and a Bachelor of Innovation and Entrepreneurship with distinction, Emma Borge. Graduating with a Bachelor of Business and a Bachelor of Innovation and Entrepreneurship with distinction, Sarah Baruzzi. Graduating with a Bachelor of Business and a Bachelor of Innovation and Entrepreneurship, Benjamin Kelly. Annabelle Ness Wilson. Sabrina Tate. Graduating with a Bachelor of Business with distinction, Tabitha Letlin. Chelsea Scully. Karsten Smith. Ruby Toyman. Sarah Widler. Nikki Wall. Graduating with a Bachelor of Business, Emerson Blunt. Joel Borussia. Morgan Brown. Edwina Carrigan, Naylan Davy, Alice Everett, Jingying Wu, graduating with a Bachelor of Medical Radiation Science Honors, Nuclear Medicine with Honors Class 2, Division 1, Abrar Nato. Graduating with a Bachelor of Medical Radiation Science Honors, Nuclear Medicine, Michael Shannon. Graduating with a Bachelor of Occupational Therapy Honors, Ritika Barrel. Graduating with a Bachelor of Pharmacy Honors, Rebecca Matthew. Graduating with a Bachelor of Physiotherapy Honors, Carl Gehring. Samantha Glass. William Peters. Graduating with a Bachelor of Speech Pathology Honors, Morgan Butler. Kyle Tannock. Chancellor, that concludes the presentation of graduates.
Thank you, Professor Shamsuddin. I now invite Terry Tay, who's graduating today with a Bachelor of Business with Distinction and a Bachelor of Commerce with Distinction, to speak on behalf of the graduates. Thank you, Terry.
Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, members of the Council, staff of the University, families and friends of graduates, and most importantly, graduates. I am deeply honoured to be speaking this morning on behalf of today's graduating cohort. Firstly, I would like to show my respects and acknowledge the Pambalong clan of the Awabakal people, traditional custodians of the land this campus of the University of Newcastle is located. I would also like to pay my respects to the elders past and present, and I extend that respect to other Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders who are present. I want to congratulate all the graduates on your wonderful achievements. Looking around this room, it's great to see so many proud graduates and those here to support them and celebrate this special occasion. I never believed this day would arrive. It was always taking it step by step, a milestone so far into the future or someone else's graduation. I know all of you have put countless hours into your degree. Today, we are here to recognise that devotion. We are an incredibly diverse group studying different programs and cannot discount that we have travelled our own unique paths. Fellow graduates, when you're starting your degree, I'm sure you can look back and appreciate that bright-eyed person for having the initiative to become who you are today, taking on the challenges none of us thought would be the reality through our degrees, living through a pandemic, studying from home, or being so well versed in using Zoom. All of us would have been juggling other responsibilities as well. Work obligations, family commitments, and trying to have a social life. But the way we've adapted, the way we've handled lockdowns and persevered through stressful times is something we should take credit for. COVID-19 threw a spanner in the works and tested our endurance and tenacity. We have all worked extremely hard to get to this point. Whether that was for a presentation in class, submitting that assignment at 11:59 p.m, or napping through lectures, we have sacrificed a lot to be here, and graduating is an outstanding event. Many experiences have gelled us together. The last-minute exam cram, grabbing a coffee from Blue Door, or wrapping up the week with mates. I want to express gratitude to our support networks, our friends, families, partners, and everyone else for the support and encouragement, witnessing our meltdowns, for always believing in us and always pushing us further. Your efforts throughout these years have not gone unnoticed. I would also like to thank our course coordinators, lecturers, tutors, supervisors, and other university staff for the way they have worked with us over the past few years, especially during the difficult times, for motivating us, for your enthusiasm, and for working flexibly to support students. We could not have reached it this far without you. Many of us in the Newcastle Business School and the Newcastle Law School have had the opportunity to study at New Space campus in town, where we really had a place to explore, learn, collaborate, and create. Those times we spent enjoying free barbecue lunches and awkwardly looking for a book in the library will always be remembered. Graduates, I want you to reflect on your first year at university. What classes did you have? How many lectures did you skip? What goals did you set for yourself? Now fast forward to today. Take this moment now to look around the room at your fellow graduates. Among you are business people, accountants, entrepreneurs, future leaders, and everything in between. Among us are also future researchers and academics in the making, no doubt inspired by the academics in the business and law schools. While you walk out of this hall, graduates of today, you'll be solving the problems of tomorrow. What comes next, you may ask? You may be feeling excited for the next chapter in your life, or perhaps you're still unsure of what you're supposed to do now. But no matter where you go, where you may work, what else you choose to do with your degree, just remember that you have achieved something that has given you skills for life. As Aristotle famously said, education is the best provision for life's journey. Graduates, now's your time to make your impact. The future is in our hands, and we need great people to deliver even greater things. We are global citizens, and it is our responsibility to change the world. As many of you would have heard one worthy lecturer say in class, I can, I will, I must. Thank you.
Thank you, Terry, for speaking as well as you did on behalf of your colleagues here today. And I think you've captured many of the sentiments that Professor Anderson touched on earlier on. You have certainly gained knowledge, but you've also learned, as you put it, to collaborate and create as groups and as a graduating class in total. Thank you for expressing the views as clearly as you did, and I'm sure you're supported by your colleagues here in the graduating class. To the audience, I hope you've enjoyed today's ceremony, and I thank you for joining the university community in the celebration of the awarding of degrees. Thank you also for becoming involved in the program and bringing it to life. That was appreciated, and I'm sure by the graduates themselves. Before I declare the ceremony concluded, though, this time I'd like to ask that the graduates remain seated, and for everyone else in the audience and my colleagues to stand and join me in once again congratulating them on their achievements. Thank you all very much. I now declare the ceremony concluded, but I invite you to stay together for a graduate reception in the Brennan Room to continue celebrating this very special event together. And for the final time, graduates, congratulations. It's an exciting world out there. You're leaving here equipped with the knowledge and we believe the values to do wonderful things. So go out there and make a difference. Thanks very much.